are with Valentine Love for the Birds bird feeders. So I still have some more kits. If anybody wants to pick it up after they've seen this and make it at home, you can certainly do that. I'll leave them out through tomorrow, and you can just let us know how many kits you would like, and then you can come pick them up. We'll look forward to seeing you. And Jamie has flamingos tomorrow. If you haven't picked up a kit, you need to let us know, because she's given out a ton of them and seems to be really popular. So please let us know and tune in tomorrow for Jamie's flamingos. So for today, we are going to make bird feeders. Super, super easy. And if you didn't pick up a kit, you probably have most of the ingredients at home anyway. So let's go over the ingredients. Need bread. Needs to be fairly big bread. I got Texas toast, which is one of my favorite things to work with anyway and to eat. Makes great grilled cheese sandwiches. And you need 1 piece of bread for each bird feeder that you're going to make. And we gave out some bird seed and some peanut butter. And if you have a peanut allergy, you could use something else like sun butter or nut, or different kinds of butters that don't involve tree nuts. A straw. This one happens to be a fairly big straw so that you can make a big hole. I'm pretty sure, I didn't give these out, but I'm pretty sure everybody has a knife or even a spoon. And some yarn. That's all there is to it. I used heart-shaped heart-shaped cookie cutters to make the shape, because in the book that I read, which I didn't bring down with me, that's what they used for there. But you can use any shape cookie cutter. It just needs to be pretty big. So here's what we're going to do. If you picked up your kit in advance, I'm going to use a paper plate to keep the table from getting peanutty. I'm hoping that you took your bread and either dried it out, or, I did this today, toasted it. It just needs to be a little firmer than just mushy bread, because otherwise when you go to hang it up, it's going to go and rip right through. So having it be firm or dried out is a good thing. I did mine, like I said, with a toaster. If you didn't and you're just going to dry it out and you still haven't done it yet, you can take your straw and you're going to, actually, I'll do this first. Make my heart shape first. I'm going to make sure that it fits on here. So I'm actually doing it diagonally, like this. And I'm going to push it right through. Pushing it right through my piece of bread. And I actually can sort of peel the outside of it away because my cookie cutter is still on it. So I'm going to cut out that heart-shaped piece that's going to be our bird feeder. Pretty easy. I'm going to peel the edges back a little bit just so it looks like a nice heart. It's still in there. I'm also going to do my toasted one so I can show you both ways. Doing the same thing. I'm going to press it in and press it down hard, because when it's toast or when it's really dried out, you might have to do that. You might have to press it hard. If you need mom or dad's help, you can always ask for that too, because the birds can't do their own pressing and getting a shape. But I'm doing it right now. I hope you're able to do it at home. If you haven't toasted it yet, you could always cut it out with a knife if mommy or daddy let you. And then you could let it dry or put it in the toaster. It's up to you. it doesn't really matter as long as it's not just floppy bread, because floppy bread does not hold really well in a shape and it ends up falling through. So I'm going to pull this part off a little bit. Here's my heart-shaped toast. Doing pretty well so far. Okay, so now I have a heart-shaped piece of toast and I have a heart-shaped piece of bread. I have both kinds. The birds will eat either one. I know they will. So the next thing I'm going to do is using the straw. Just neatening it up a little bit. There we go. So the next thing I'm going to do is using the straw. Super easy. I'm going to pop a hole about right there. Not too close to the top because then it will rip. And not close to the bottom. So, and you could even do it in the middle if you want. But I'm going to take my straw and I'm going to push it right through. You're going to laugh what I'm going to do next. Okay, I got that there. Oh, it didn't do it on this one. No, you won't laugh. Okay, now I have a hole, and I'm going to do the same thing with my piece of toast. Drilling it right through. This is what I was talking about. You ready? And I popped it right out by blowing on the straw. If you're sharing with other people, don't blow on the straw. But if you're not, you can blow on the straw. Works like shooting paper. It's kind of fun. So the next thing, now that we have our hole in our bread, is I'm going to put the yarn through. I'm going to do it with the toast because that's the one that's actually firmer. So here's what I did. I folded my yarn in half, so it has a little loop at the top. There's my loop. Okay, you can see that. Which side? This side, I guess. I don't do well with my right and left. So I'm going to make a little loop, and I'm going to push it through the hole in my toast. Here I go. I'm going to grab it out the other side as soon as I get it through there. Here it comes. Come on. Come on, toast. It doesn't want to come through. There we go. There we go. So now I have my loop on this side and the strings hanging down on this side. I'm going to put my fingers in and make it wide. There we go. And I'm going to take my ends and I'm going to loop it right through there. And very, very gently I'm going to adjust it. So, so it's going to hang. And then I'm going to tie a knot in this end. If you need help with your knot, ask Mom or Dad. Because sometimes that's a little tricky to do. Here we go. Here we go. There it is. So now, if I wanted to, I could hang it up outside. Okay, but we're not done yet because there's nothing really for the birds to eat yet. They need to have some of those seeds and that peanut butter. And my understanding is that once you put the peanut butter on, not too thick because you don't want to glue their mouths shut, and then you put the seeds on, then they can eat the peanut butter and the seeds, and sometimes they might even eat the bread. Some animals like to take this off. Sometimes they'll cut it with their teeth or pull it down and run off with the whole thing. These are small animals that come in gray or red around here. And they go, and you might have them on the ground or hear them chattering or chittering in the trees. Do you know what they are? Do you know what those small animals are? They have bushy tails. The red ones are smaller. Squirrels. You're right. They're squirrels. So they love to run off with these bird feeders. love, love, love to run off with these bird feeders and eat them as squirrel feeders. And if you don't have a place to hang this up, you could just put it on the ground, seeds up, and the squirrels would come and get it. Some ground feeding birds would also come and take the seeds and eat them from this. But if you really don't want the squirrels to get it, try hanging it someplace where they can't reach it. Good luck with that. Squirrels get to almost everything at my house. They climb up my walls and jump on my bird feeder from 3 feet away and swing back and forth and go like this with their paws and knock the seed out. And then they go down to the ground and eat it. And then the chipmunks come too. Everybody loves bird seed. So, the second to the last thing we have to do, we're going to put on the peanut butter. I figured everybody had a knife at their house. So I'm going to take my knife, mine's plastic, and open up my peanut butter. I love peanut butter. Fortunately, I'm not allergic. If you're allergic, then you have to use something else. Nut butter. You could also use suet, which you can get at the grocery store. It's kind of fat, but seed will stick to it. So I have my lovely peanut butter and my bird feeder, and I'm going to spread on the peanut butter so that the seeds will stick to it. This is not a very big, long project, but you could make a lot of it if you wanted to. The birds would thank you. The squirrels would thank you. Everybody would be happy about it. So now you can see I have the peanut butter on my bird feeder. My strings are still in the back. Okay, I have that on, and the last piece that I need to do is spread on some seeds. I've got to lay it down on my paper plate for that because it gets a little messy if you don't. If you have extra peanut butter left over, you could always eat it or make more bird feeders. Could do either one. So, here we go. This bird seed has sunflowers and what are these little white things called? I can't remember. Different kinds of birds like these little white seeds. This particular one also has peanuts and these little tiny ball seeds. I'll see if I can put it in the palm of my hand so you can see it. Oop. There it is. That's millet. Things like pigeons and mourning doves, they like the millet a lot, and they will come and eat that. Also, if you scatter the extra on the ground. So I'm going to use my fingers to put it on here because I don't think I want to pour it because it probably would make a very large mess. So I'm going to just use my fingers and gather a little bit at a time and put it on top of the peanut butter. Hold on and I'll show you in just a second. I do these several times a year because we feed a lot of birds at my house. We have birds from first morning light, when we first wake up, till sun goes down at the end of the day. Birds come to my bird feeder, and also I just happen to have a block outside to keep my door from swinging too far open. And we put birdseed on the top of that, and birdseed right on the ground by my bushes and things. And the birds will come and clean us out every single day. Sometimes we have to put out seed 2 or 3 times a day because there's so many animals eating from it. We also have turkeys, and the turkeys really like coming and eating the seed too. We have a flock of about 30 turkeys, and turkeys will eat this kind of thing. Okay, don't let your pets eat it. It's probably not good unless you have a bird. You shouldn't be really letting your bird out. But you can not really let your dog and cat eat that. It wouldn't be the best for them. Okay, so I'm going to pick it up now, and there goes the extra seeds. There's my bird feeder. It's pretty easy to make. You could make a lot of them. The birds and the squirrels and the chipmunks will all thank you for that because they like to eat all those things. So before we go, I'm going to share a couple books with you. This one, Birding Adventures for Kids, Activities and Ideas for Watching, Feeding, and Housing and Feeding Our Feathered Friends. It's by Alyssa Wolfson and Margaret Barker. And there are many birds that we have here in New Hampshire. I'm not looking to feed those guys, the owls, they feed themselves. But cardinals are one of the birds that we feed here at my house, and blue jays, oops, sorry, going that way. Blue jays, robins kind of feed themselves with bugs and things, but this tells how to help the birds. And it also shows some birds that we have here. We have woodpeckers here. That's a common thing. We don't have so many vultures. We have dark-eyed juncos. Those guys are very prominent at bird feeders. And nuthatches, they're little tiny birds about this big. Juncos aren't much bigger, but the nuthatches are the small ones. And we have blue jays. This one also shows a hummingbird, but you have to do a whole different kind of feeder for them. But there are lots and lots and lots of birds that we have here. Here is the purple finch. That's our state bird. The male is reddish purple and the female is brown. But it tells, this great book tells all different kinds of things you can do with birds. How in the summer, some of them like certain plants. And you can plant certain things. And what's better for the birds than having habitat with food? There's a wonderful bird feeding loop. This has raisins and dried cherries and apricots and cranberries and peanuts. And it's easy to make as well. Sorry, there you go. You could make that with just a piece of string or yarn. And those ingredients, you just thread them through with a needle. You just put it on there. You can do that. So that's a fun one. And I don't have the Backyard Birds of Winter, which is the one I really wanted to show, because somebody's using that right now. But I have Backyard Birds of Summer, and we do own Backyard Birds of Winter. This shows them feeding at a feeder, and there's even an orange in there. I sometimes put out cuties, the little tiny mandarin oranges, and they come and we just break them open and leave the pieces inside of our bird feeder, inside the tray, and the birds will come and eat those or run off with them. The squirrels really like them too. But this book by Carol Lerner has wonderful information and pictures about birds that you might see in your backyard. These are buntings. These are beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And there's many different kinds of buntings. And catbirds. This is a catbird. They sound like cats. Their sound is like a cat. It does also tell about lots and lots and lots of different kinds of birds. Goldfinch. They're beautiful. And just lots of birds that we have all over summer. And that's kind of really cool. But a lot of these birds stay all year long, like a wren. That's a box so they can nest in. So this gives you tons of information. A friend of mine just took out Backyard Birds of Winter, and she's 3 years old, and she goes to a school where she was writing a report with her mom and dad about cardinals. So she came to the library and got, I believe she took Backyard Birds of Winter and wrote a report about cardinals. So there's so much that you can learn and so much that you can do if you just come to the library and check us out. We love it when you check us out at the library. So this is Gail, and I'm signing off. Tomorrow is Jamie at the same time. Well, she'll be at 3:30. She won't have a problem. And she will do the flamingos, the scraped flamingo pictures. They're beautiful. They're really, really beautiful. And I hope you guys have a great day. And we'll do story time on, Jamie will do it on Wednesday, we're switching, and I will do it on Thursday. And we'll have more fun things for you to do. Check it out at the library. Bye, everybody. Take care.